Alex opens Auckland bid versus Paris medalist. Alex Ila is determined to gain momentum in the Auckland Open before competing in her first Grand Slam event of the year, the Australian Open, in Melbourne. Photograph courtesy of POC Media Pool. The silver medalist in the Paris Olympics will be blocking Alex Ila's path when she competes in the round of 32 of the Auckland Open on Monday at the Manuka Doctor Arena in New Zealand. The 20-year-old Ila enters the Women's Tennis Association W250 competition as the fourth seed, looking to continue the momentum she gained from her campaign last year that was capped by a gold medal in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games in Bangkok last month. A graduate of the Rafael Nadal Academy, Ila is using the Auckland Open as part of her preparation for the Australian Open, which starts on January 18th. Aside from the Auckland Open, Ila is also set to join the Kooyong Classic on January 13th in Melbourne before plunging into her fourth career Grand Slam. But she is facing Vekic, a very competitive foe who can shatter her plan heading into her first Grand Slam event of the year. The 29-year-old Vekic, whose career high in the WTA ranking was number 17 before falling to number 69, will be a tough nut to crack as she challenged Zheng Qinwen of China in the gold medal match of the Paris Olympics 2 years ago. She boasts 4 WTA titles and made it to the semi-final of the Wimbledon Championships in 2024 and the quarter-final of the Australian Open in 2023 and the US Open in 2019. But more than that, she is on the provisional list of 32 women competitors that will see action in the Philippine Women's Open on January 26 at the newly refurbished Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. Should Ila get past Vekic, she will face the winner between Croatian netter Petra Marcinko and Camila Osorio of Colombia. Powerhouse players like Janice Tien of Indonesia, Pana Udvardy of Hungary and Katie Boulter of Great Britain are also in the field of the Auckland Open, giving Ila an early acid test before the Australian Open. The dawn of a new season, Alex's Auckland Odyssey begins. At the crack of dawn in Auckland, where the sun often greets the sky with gentle lights that shimmer off Tasman waters, a young champion readies her racket. It isn't just any match, it's the moment that, for Alex Ila, encapsulates both her determination and her dream of rising further on the global tennis stage. Here, at the ASB Classic, in New Zealand's biggest tennis tournament of the summer, Alex opens her Auckland bid, set to face Paris Olympic silver medalist Donna Vekic in what promises to be a riveting clash. It's an encounter that pits youth against experience, momentum against mastery, and a dream against a dream already forged on the grandest stage of all. One Sports Plus One. A new year, a new challenge. The start of a new season often feels like clean linen before stitching, pure, full of possibilities, and waiting for the first thread that begins the story. For Alex Ila, a player who has captured hearts across the Philippines and inspired young athletes worldwide, this match isn't just another first-round opener. It's the opening note of her 2026 symphony. On Sports. This year already holds promise. Having just arrived in Auckland before she heads to Melbourne for the Australian Open, Alex appears poised, focused, and ready. She has had a short but meaningful stopover in New Zealand, celebrating the season with family and transitioning into the competitive mindset that comes with grand ambitions. Philstar.com. Seeded fourth in the ASB Classic, Alex enters this tournament not as a novice but as a contender. Her ranking inside the top 60 in the WTA provides her entry directly into the main draw of Australia's first Grand Slam of the year, an achievement that speaks volumes about her growth, resilience, and the meticulous work behind the scenes. Philstar.com. Standing across the net is Donna Vekic, a seasoned Croatian whose resume includes multiple WTA titles and deep runs at major events. Her experience, tactical finesse, and competitive instincts are part of what made her a silver medalist at the 2024 Paris Olympics, a stage where pressure isn't just a test, but an education in fire and focus. Tempo.mb.com.ph. For Alex, this is more than a ranking challenge, it's a face-off with a player who has stood on the Olympic podium, whose battle scars and silver-hued memories are proof of navigating chaos and emerging among the best. The contrast is clear, youth with hunger versus experience with earned calm, a rising star against one who's already touched the sky and knows its weight. Yet, tennis is poetry in motion. It's how the young write their verses against veterans, how they craft breakthroughs with boldness rather than caution. The match that echoes beyond the lines. Spectators don't just see a tennis match, they witness a passing of torches, or at least a challenge to tradition. Alex's dynamic baseline play, her sharp angles, and fearless movement contrast beautifully against Vekic's polished control and strategic depth. They play not merely with rackets and serves, but with stories. Alex writes with fire, the young athlete who conquered Southeast Asian Games gold and steadily grew into the WTA's competitive currents. Vekic narrates with experience, the athlete who stood under the global gaze in Paris, whose silver medal is both a prize and a reminder of what it takes to reach those heights. The first serve is more than just a start, it's destiny meeting opportunity. When the match begins, it's not a simple rally. It's a conversation in every forehand, a negotiation in every backhand, and a battle of wits in every drop shot. The crowd feels it, the electricity that arises when possibility meets history. Even those unfamiliar with the finer points of tennis catch the rhythm. Tenacity versus calm, brilliance against wisdom. And in Auckland's crisp air, their duel becomes a tale of summer hopes and global ambitions. The weight of expectations and hope. For Alex, the weight isn't pressure, it's potential. Every Philippine fan watching, every young tennis player dreaming of clay courts and hard courts and grass courts, sees a reflection of possibilities. This isn't just sport, it's a symbol of aspiration. Families back home stay up early in Manila and beyond, tuned into updates, heartstrings pulled with each point won or lost. For them, Alex isn't just an athlete, she is the promise that greatness isn't distant. It's something you chase, step by step, point by point, match by match. Meanwhile, Vekic understands this too, not as a threat, but as tradition. Her game isn't just a technical asset, it's a lesson in patience, in embracing battles without panic, even when the crowd roars and the scoreboard tightens. Both players carry hopes larger than themselves, but also hopes lighter than fear. Possibilities beyond Auckland. Should Alex emerge victorious against the Olympic silver medalist, no less, it would signify more than advancement to the second round. It would mark a turning point in her journey, a moment where belief and ability aligned under the lights of a global stage. Fans have already begun whispering of what could come next, a potential clash with Venus Williams, a living legend. Although that remains a match for later rounds, the mere possibility shows how far Alex has traveled, and how far she might go. Tempo.mb.com.ph. But even if this Auckland bid ends sooner than hoped, it will not be in vain. Because every match, every set, every earned game adds stitches to the story of an athlete who doesn't fear the climb.